That's a hell of a good project. I'm going to mention something to the Commerce Secretary.
That would be terrific. That would be great, huh?
Terrific. It was terrific.
And boom, we are live. Welcome, folks, to the American Movie Podcast. If you've never been here before, I go through movies, news, documentaries, Netflix series, Netflix originals, and I do trailer reactions. And today, I get the joy of going over the Bill Murray stories. This was a compilation of all of the most renowned stories Bill Murray has allegedly committed. And if you don't know, there are these people call it folklore, people just call them, instances, and there's some video and evidence that some of these things have happened of Bill Murray just showing up at places. And this show was amazing. This was like visual comfort food. It was incredible. So funny, just a feel-good show. And it was I'm very partial to Bill Murray. I have a Bill Murray shirt. He cracks me up, and this didn't disappoint. I was a huge fan of this. There were just so many times where he would show up at a kickball game, or he would just he understands that the impact he has on people just for a few minutes, that will impact them and they will remember it for the rest of their lives. So I think he understands that, and he will do his best, or whenever he wants to become like awake or break a pattern or whatever, and he just gets like bogged down by work or life or whatever, he goes out and he does these things. And it was so awesome. It was Life Lessons Learned from a Mythical Man was the rest of the title. So it was so fun. It was just a fun show. And it was like an hour and 15 minutes or so, and it was well done. And there was so many separate interviews, and it was all over the world, like Scotland, London, South Carolina, all those places, San Francisco. And I just want to leave you with, this was my favorite story of one of them. And it was Bill. He was taking a taxi to San Francisco, and it's a long drive. And he happened to find out that the taxi cab driver was a saxophone player. So, without further ado, I'm just going to play it. I'm going to play his version just because it's so much better. It's so much better. So, here, we'll play it real quick.
When you come into a funny situation like getting into a taxi with a guy who's a saxophone player, I said, when do you practice it? I don't know. I drive like 14 hours a day or something like that. Well, where's your sax? He said, it's in the trunk. I was like, that's 2 and 2. It makes 4. So pull over and get in the trunk, and I know how to drive a car. Not only did he play all the way to Sausalito, which is a long ways, we stopped and got barbecue. He was playing like it's some kind of, what people would call like a sketchy rib place in Oakland at like 2:15 in the morning. And it's like, relax, man, you got the fucking horn. We're cool. And he was blowing the horn, and like, crowd's like, what the hell did the crazy white dude playing that thing? And it was great. It made for a beautiful night, and we've done that. And I think we'd all do that. I think anyone, if you saw that moment, you'd say like, and you're, as they say, available. You'd see it, you make the connection, and you do it right.
So yeah, that is I love the message of this. So yeah, that was the thing. If you're available, or if you're awake, he kept referring to himself as being awake. And the message is to just be around. Don't get bogged down too much. The majority of the minutia of life doesn't matter. That was the motif. It does not matter. So the message was warm. It was fun, and it was just an incredible show that I would recommend for sure. So that was the Bill Murray stories, the life lessons of a mythical man. And go out and get a shirt or something. It's really funny. So anyways, this has been Matthew Benjamin with the American Movie Podcast. Do not forget to subscribe. I go through movies, news, documentaries, Netflix series, Netflix originals. And if you want to support the podcast, review us on iTunes. That would help greatly, or share this on your very own blog or podcast. So until next time, folks, bye-bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye-bye.
After all, someone has to pay.